Hello everyone. So the next topic in STL is a priority queue or a heap. If you are familiar with heap data structure, you will know that it's kind of a binary tree where your root node will always have the minimum or maximum of the all the elements, right? So this is typically implemented by using a priority queue. So if you want to solve any question of heap, no need to build it from scratch because it becomes really typical. You can directly use a container called priority queue. So in this video you can just simply know what the functions are, and at the end of the series, after I am done discussing about all the things STL provides, we will have some questions uh, where we'll use these concepts. So there I'm going to take few questions of the heap or priority sort. So for now you can just imagine it as a heap or a queue where the elements are in certain order. For example, if you're using a max heap, whenever you are going to pop the element, it will always be the maximum element. And similarly, if you are going to insert an element, it is going to rearrange it in a way that the elements are present either in the ascending or descending order. So kind of the elements kind of have some order, right? So there are two kind of heaps or priority queue, which is a maximum or minimum. As you can see, the syntax of maximum is pretty simple. Just give the priority queue, type of queue, and the name. Although the minimum is a little bit typical, you give the name, you give the type, then you have to add these two things, which is vector of integer or whatever the type is. So if you are having a heap of string, here you will have string inside the vector, then greater int, same. These three types will be same, and then the name. So whenever you are going to add the element in a minimum queue, it is going to rearrange in a way that whenever you want to get the top of the element or top of this container, right, you will always get the minimum element. So these have a lot of use cases, which, as I mentioned, we'll discuss it afterwards. So the common functions that are used is size. It will return you the size of the queue. pq.empty, this is a boolean function where it will return whether the queue is empty or not. Then pq.pop, this is when you will just pop it out the top element. So this will not display you the element, it will just remove the element that is on the top. Okay, then push, you can push any element and internally it will arrange itself. Then pq.top, whenever you use this function, it will return you whatever the top element is. Okay, so let's quickly see the code. Okay, so I'm showing the code in the Geeks ID. Also in the description, I'll attach the link to this code. I have already written a function to print this queue. So don't worry if you are just not getting it right now. So what I'm doing is I will pass the queue from here, okay, and then copy it in the other queue. Then I'll just print the top and pop the element. So why I am copying it? Because I just want to display the queue. If I do it in this itself, it will become empty after displaying, that we don't want. So right now I've just input one element, that is 5. So if I run it, this will just have 5, right? So yeah, one thing that I wanted to tell you is, because it is rearranging itself in a priority fashion, like ascending or descending, whenever you are displaying it, it will also come in that fashion. So if you see that this is a max heap, right, we already saw that max heap syntax is like that. So let's try to push few more elements. pq dot push 3, pq dot push 7. Now let's try to run this. See, the elements are in the descending order. Why? Because we are using a max heap. If you use minimum heap instead of this, it will display in the other fashion. So now you can see that we have pretty much covered all the functions. We are using top here for printing. That means it is always getting the top element. We are using not empty, which is a boolean function, to check whether the your container is empty or not, and we are using pop here to pop the element. So top will print the element, will return the element, and pop will simply remove. And we are using push here to just simply do this. So this was a pretty simple container, but it has immense number of use cases. Yeah, so it has a lot of use cases. When we'll see the questions, you'll get to know. It makes the heap questions pretty simple. Otherwise, implementing heap from scratch is really difficult. So yeah, just try it out yourself. I'll just generate a link and also attach in the description. If you have any questions, just comment down below, or if you have any specific heap question that you want me to try with this, just comment down below. I'll do that. Thank you.